Right, yeah, hey, we've had day 2 of the boot camp, you feel me? As you guys can tell by the title of the video, I'm gonna be showing you guys equipment, basically how to start making music. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Where to start. So most importantly, I want you guys to know, you guys gotta have either a phone, a laptop, a computer, a tablet, some sort of device. I know you guys have that because otherwise you guys will not be able to watch my video. Unless you're watching this through a TV, then shout out to you. But you're gonna need one of these things, okay? Tablet, phone, computer, like a PC or a laptop. Doesn't matter if it's Apple, Windows, Samsung. Second thing, do you have some sort of earphone or a microphone? If you have an earphone, does the earphone have a microphone? If not, you're gonna need to get a microphone, which we'll talk about that later. If it has an earphone, and maybe it does have a microphone, then you're Gucci. If not, like I said, one of the two things. Headphones, microphone, don't matter. It just has to have a microphone and you have to have an earphone. If not, don't worry. That means you're going to have to buy it. So it's not going to be free. So as you guys can tell here, we got a free and paid side. We're going to do free first. But most importantly, I want you guys to remember this right here. Digital Audio Workstation. DAW. A DAW. DAW. What does that mean? It basically means the app or software where you're going to be recording, making your music. That's what they call it, a workstation. Digital audio workstation. Because you're not recording your music on tape like back in the day. It's being digitized, right, to a microphone and to the device. So most of the time, people just say DAW. So that's what you gotta remember. A DAW is a digital audio workstation. So let's move on to the free options. So your first option for free is BandLab. Most of you guys probably heard of BandLab if you've been doing research a little bit. If not, no worries. BandLab is a DAW where you can record music and make music for free. No paying, no subscription. There is a subscription, but you don't have to get the subscription. It's free, completely free. You can get it on your laptop. You can tell a MacBook. You can get it on Windows. You can get it also on a tablet. And the top part is on computers or laptop. You don't have to download BandLab. Now, there is some downsides to it, but that's for a whole different video. Just know it's free. On mobile or tablets, you gotta download the app, whether on the App Store or Play Store. So, the paid side of DAWs, as you can tell, there's a lot more options. Let's start with Ableton. Ableton is on Windows and Apples, and it starts at $439. Now, that's kind of expensive in my opinion. But I would say it's good for sampling. And like I see a lot of lo-fi producers make beats. The only thing I will say though, it's a little bit harder to learn. Then we have Logic Pro. It's only on Apples. But it's cheaper. So that's a plus side. $200. I would say it's good for recording. It's okay for making beats. Like I tried using it before, like the MIDI sucks. I actually started making music on Logic Pro. So I know a lot about it. And I can tell you, making beats on it kind of sucks. If you're like putting your own notes. If you're using samples, it's not bad. And a lot of type is kind of ugly. And then we got FL Studio, the GOAT. And I'm not just saying that because I use it. I use it because it's the GOAT. Alright? First free edition, $99. Now I wouldn't get that one, but I would rather get this one, the one that you see here. It's the most popular. And there's a reason why it's the most popular. And it's at $179, aka $180. And they're going to turn your life around $180 if you get the producer edition. Now, I'm not sponsored by them, although they should sponsor me. I think that. But way cheaper than Ableton, Logic Pro. So that's a plus side. And it's on Windows and Apple. So it's like, it don't even matter if you got Apple or Windows. You're still winning. And it looks better, in my opinion. It's good for recording. I record on this DAW every day. It's the best in my opinion. Best for making beats. A lot of your producers are using this, or they might be using one of these, but in my opinion, FL Studio is the way to go. Custom skins. You can literally customize how your FL Studio looks like, bro. Light mode, dark mode, purple, green, red, whatever your personality is about. And good stock plugins, in my opinion. It has really good stock plugins. Now, I don't know about these other two. Logic had some mid, they're kind of mid. Ableton, I can't tell you much about that. All I gotta say though, throughout the bootcamp, we're going to be using FL Studio. So if you guys want to follow along exactly on what I do, this might be the route. But if you ever plan on getting these or you already have these, don't worry about it. You can still follow along, except the location of like wherever you record is going to be a different spot. So you might have to do a little research on that. But the principle of making music is still the same thing. You're still recording, spitting into a microphone. You're still gonna have to mix and learn how to use EQs and compressor. Yeah, I know, really big words. So just know here are your options. Now I didn't add Pro Tools. Just imagine imaginary Pro Tools right here. I didn't add Pro Tools because it's subscription based only, pretty much. And it's really expensive. And in my opinion, it's not good for making beats. And if you're only doing recording, you might as well just get some of these, you know what I'm saying? Especially other studios, they're way cheaper. So now we got DAWs out of the way. We gotta talk about actual stuff like microphones and headphones. So starting off with the starter pack, you're gonna get the Audio Technica 2020 USB. It's just the plus, not the one without it. It's okay if it has the X on it. Just make sure it's not the one that says only Audio Technica 2020. It has to have a plus or some other symbol next to it. Okay. And this is really good. This microphone is really good for starters. I actually started off using this microphone. Moving on to headphones. The best for your buck, I would say, as well. An Audio Technica M40X. Not the M20. Make sure it's the M40X. And here's a little tip. As you guys can tell in the image, you see how it says here, $149.99, and it's the USB plus. But then if you look over here, USB plus, and it's $60. Now I know you might be saying, why is it $60? It's pre-owned. You say, well, that's pre-owned, and why is that one more? Should I buy this one instead? I would say no. The reason I say no, because the starter pack, you're trying to save as much money you want, right? So I would say for most of these things here and everything afterwards I'm going to say is check if you can find it used or refurbished. Refurbished, most of you guys already know what that means. Basically, somebody else had it and you're just making it, they just made it brand new. And basically now it's brand new for you to use. And you save a lot of money. So in my opinion, check these two is what I would look into. All right. Then you have the best pack for the price. I know, but hear me out, all right? You get the Rode NT1 5th gen. You can get the 4th gen, 3rd gen, but in my opinion, the 5th gen. If they have the 6th gen, which I'm not pretty sure, get the 6th gen. Whatever the gen is, I always say, get this one, the 5th gen. Whatever the latest gen, all right? It's just the Rode NT1. It don't matter if you see it with a silver like body, like this thing here, but most likely it should come in black. And like I said, you know, this charger is pre-owned. It's a step up from this. Think of it like this. The first microphone that I showed you is USB. So all you gotta do is plug it into your computer and you're ready to record. The thing with these microphones is XLR. You gotta use an XLR cable, a separate cable that you gotta buy. Just search the XLR cable. You'll find it. It doesn't have to be expensive. They're actually relatively cheap. I think like $10. Boom. You connect that into the interface. This is where your audio is gonna be processed. And this is gonna get connected to your computer. And you say, oh, it's a mini extra step. No, it's worth it. Let me tell you why. First of all, you don't get a lot of lagginess. You know, like when you move in video games or whatever, like it lags like 3 seconds afterwards. Now picture you're trying to hear yourself record, make music. Trying to hear yourself record music and you hear the audio delay. Hey. You know, like that. You don't want that. So this is really good to have low latency. That's what the word low latency basically means, low lag. And your audio goes from like 1080p. You guys see videos on 1080p to like 4K. Crispy quality. You guys know what that means, right? Clearer, crispy sounds. And then headphones is the same headphones from before. Same headphones. There's no step up yet. For $500, brand new. But like I said, you can check for used, refurbished. You can probably get it for half the price, which in my opinion, suggest doing that for like the microphone maybe, and the headphone maybe not the interface, because if they're giving away the interface, most likely either because they bought a new one, which in that case you're lucky. If not, they probably broke that and they can't use it no more. So same goes with the microphone or the headphone. You might want to check, ask them, look, you know, quality and take a look. Check if you can even test it out. Take your own laptop, your laptop. Take it, check it. Say, plug it in. Hey, yo, do a little test recording. If not, at that point, just knew what you were getting into, okay? But brand new, it's not bad. $500. Now, the professional pack. So, you know, there's a lot of things are different now, right? The headphone's different, the microphone's different, the interface is different. Let's start with the big picture, the headphones. The DT770 Pro X. Studio headphone for recording and monitoring. Closed back. Make sure it's closed back, not open back, which I'll explain why right now. So, open back, most likely have like lines going through here, which when you search up this headphones, you're gonna see other ones and you're gonna be tempted to buy them because they're cheaper. No, don't get it. Get clothes back. The reason for that is if you're to use like earphones, headphones, you blast your audio, even though you have it in your ear or on your head, other people can hear the music, right? That's not good. And that's definitely not good if you're recording close to the microphone, right? Because a lot of you guys are gonna be blasting the music in your ears so you can hear yourself really good without hearing your raw vocal, singing back. So you're gonna need to hear yourself pristine quality in your ear. That's why you get one of these. That way the audio doesn't bleed throughout your headphones into the microphone. Then you have the Aston Spirit mic. Best microphone for the price. Sounds really high quality. Probably as high quality as me right now. And then you have the Babyface Pro. Now the reason I recommend this over something like this mierda, it's more reliable. You guys probably see a lot of producers, a lot of your YouTubers online that make music have that trash red box. And the reason I call it trash, as much as it got me through like the beginning, is because after a while, it gives you a lot of problems that you regret buying it. You start thinking to yourself, why the heck did I ever buy this? That's why the RME comes in. They got different versions of this RME. But this is the entry price. And there's a reason why it's 1K. It's reliable, okay? But I already do research, but if you're asking me, this is the one right here. And the price, 1.5K. I know that's a lot, but this is the reason why it's a professional pack. And then lastly but not least, the shadestaken pack. And I know there's a lot, don't worry about it. Let's start off with what's still the same. The headphones, I'm literally using them right now. And the Babyface Pro. That's literally what I got right here. I'm not sure if you guys, can you guys even see it? No, you guys can barely see it. You see that little light right there? Yeah, that's the Babyface Pro. Now, I used to own this one right here. But the reason I went back to this one, I actually owned this one before I got this one. The reason I bought this one was because I thought I was going to do a lot with it. And basically, what's the difference between these two? It had more connections. Like, you can plug in more microphones in there. If you're using, like, recording guitars as well, you can do that. Also, like MIDI keyboards, you can plug that in all at the same time. A lot more connections, which I don't really need for my use case right now. I might go back using this, the Fireface UC-X2, but for right now, I'm sticking with the Babyface Pro. It gets the job done. So then we got the microphone, the TLM 103, the most famous microphone that you can get without breaking your bank completely. This is like the best microphone you can get, in my opinion, for this like entry level price. Also, like another good way to know that this is the good mic is a lot of studios, like recording studios, voice acting, the TLM 103. Like if you watch anime or cartoon, they're using that microphone for a reason. If you listen to commercials, they're most likely using this microphone for a reason. A lot of your artists that you might listen to probably literally have this microphone right now. Like Che, I know Che uses his microphone. You probably got the U87, that's like the bigger version of this. But I would say this is the best one right now. There's a reason why I have it too, alright? Then you got the extra. This is like a mic arm stand. This is what I use instead of the cheap $10 one. You probably see a lot of podcasters use this. I use it because it's very sturdy. But you probably don't need this. You probably need something less sturdy. Or like the one that you can put in your desk and it doesn't have to have this whole big arm. And then the Mogami XLR cable. The reason I got the Mogami XLR cable and it's expensive because it's one of the best durable, actually good cable that will last you a very long time. You probably will never have to switch it out. So that's 2.6K. Look, now we got all the actual gears like microphones and headphones and interface and cables out the way. Let's move on to plugins and effects. Now just like before, there's a free side and a pay side. We're going to go with the free side first. Got Analog Obsession. It's free. It comes with a lot of plugins. Basically, it's EQ, so you may be able to make your vocal sound clear and all that. I'll give you guys a little bit more about that. You guys probably don't know what that means, but just know it's free. This is actually worth getting. Valhalla Supermassive. This is a free reverb. If you guys don't know what reverb is, it's basically like echo, what you guys would call it. It's not actually echo. It's reverb, guys, okay? Then you have the Kiloheart Essentials. And it comes with a lot of free plugins. Most noticeably, the chorus. You guys probably use that. The channel mixer, I never used it. But you guys probably use that. The compressor as well. The dual delay, regular delay, distortion. You might use the gain, the gate, the limiter most likely as well. The dynamics probably. The phaser as well. Pitch shifter as well possibly. And the reverser, reverb, stereo, ensemble, and format filter. And tape stop as well. Those are the ones that I think you guys might actually use, but I would say still get all of these If you guys want to be experimental with your music, it's like really good. Fresh Air, it's not an EQ. It basically, think of it like this. It makes your voice sound really crispy. A lot of underground music uses this. So I would say if you're going to do a lot of underground music or trap music, you're going to want to get this. Then you have autotune. Now, I'll be honest, there's not any really good free autotune out there. This one, you got Auburn Sound. It was kind of trash. I never used it, but everybody says good for like free, like the best free ones, in my opinion. And then you got the FL Studio Picture. Like I said, we're going to be using FL Studio throughout the whole boot camp, so you guys should have FL Picture. And that comes with FL Studio, so it's free. Then you have the paid side, and there's a whole lot. Okay, so first of all, we got Fab Filter, and they have like good reverb, whole lot of plugins. Basically, you guys probably don't know what I'm saying, but like a whole lot of reverb, EQ, compressor, limiter. They even have like a delay. So it's really good. I would say if you don't want to like experiment a lot, just use this. But if you want something more like what a lot of people are using, is Waves. Waves is what most likely everyone has. Like it's a staple. A lot of studios, like big artists, are actually using Waves, including with the actual hardware, like the actual stuff in the studio. So Waves, I would say, comes with a lot more plugins. This versus like C12 versus 220. But I'll be honest, a lot of the plugins in Waves, you're not using all of them. You're probably going to use like 20 of them max. And you might like switch out some of them to try them out. These are like the two that a lot of people get. Like most people just get these two and then that's it. Then you have Sound Toys. Now, Sound Toys is good like if you're doing like experimental stuff or like you want to get like a little bit more technical stuff. It's not hard in my opinion. It's actually really easy to use. It has delay. It has like some like effect stuff like you can make your voice feel like really crazy and experimental. Distortion. Their distortions are actually really good. A lot of people use their distortion. So just know that it's really good if you're trying to get like crazy with your sound and like try different stuff out. Then you have the T-Rex Max bundle. And I'll be honest, I mainly use their like limiter mastering stuff. If you guys don't know what that is, don't worry. Basically, it just makes your music sound louder and like fuller, more professional in my opinion. But I'm pretty sure all their other stuff is good. Like they got compressors, EQs. I mean, that was an EQ and like compressors and limiters. But I would say if you guys want, you guys can get this as well. Then you have Valhalla. Now, I know you guys see the Valhalla Supermassive, but they got other plugins too, like the Valhalla Vintage Verb. This is actually the reverb that a lot more people are using instead of this one. And like they mainly do like reverb and echo and like different kind of like emulations of like reverb. I know you guys be saying, why do you need all that? It's for specific use cases. The more you get in deep into it, it's like you get a certain sound. So I'm pretty sure they have other plugins, but it's mainly like for delay and reverb. Then you have virtual mix racks. It's kind of like Analog Obsession, except more professional, if that's the best way to say it. So if you're looking for something like an upgrade from Analog Obsession, I'm not even sure if it's going to be an upgrade, in my opinion, but it's worth getting. I see a lot of people use it. They have like really good sound. Personally, in my opinion, I've used it in the past and it feels a little bit clunky. It doesn't feel that good to me. But I think it's because I'd rather use something like Fab Filter or Waves. But I'm pretty sure this is pretty good as well. Then you have actual autotune. Like when people think of autotune, this is what they're grabbing. The Autotune Pro by Antares or Autotune EFX. But how you get the Autotune Pro? And the reason for that is because if you're not that good at singing, which most of you guys aren't, you're gonna want to get this because you can like crank it up and like make it sound natural with this. Like this is the most natural sounding Autotune out there, in my opinion. So a lot of your favorite artists are using this Autotune as well. Now, if you want something more robotic, way more robotic than this, Metatune. Like I know a lot of underground artists are using this. If you guys know Tana, you guys probably know Baby Santana, Tana. I think Shades uses this as well sometimes. I think Vax, if you guys know Vax for real, bro used that as well. I think Margin as well. Margins uses this as well. All you gotta know is this is more robotic. Even if you put it at low retune speed, like not a lot of autotune, it doesn't sound as good if you were going to use this. So it's like a pick and choose. If you want something more universal and more be able to confidently use autotune, this one. If you want to just go all crazy without like with autotune, like all our crazy all the time, I would say this. Like, this is really fun to use in my opinion. With that being said, we went over everything in this video. But there's one more thing for you guys that are free, because I know I left you guys hanging. If you know, you know. Luffy is a pirate. You guys know what pirate do? That's all I gotta say. I can't say much, but all I gotta say is take a screenshot, ask ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you're using, ask AI. They're probably not gonna tell you, because if you know, you know. If they don't tell you, just reverse image, all right? Reverse image each one of these, especially Reddit. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with using Reddit or Yandex. You guys saying, what is Yandex? Don't worry, it's not an adult site. It's basically Google, but Russian Google. Don't be scared. It's in English, except it's like way better than Google. You can find stuff way better. Reddit, if you have any question. In fact, Reddit, they have their own AI. You can ask questions. Now, you can't put images, but you can put like, look, I'll give you an example. Where I get plugins for free. You can get free plugins, and I'll tell you where. So literally, you can literally use Reddit, and you'll find a lot of answers. If you have any questions, boom, they'll answer you, all right? So my best advice is just reverse image. You can even use Yandex. I would say start Reddit, and then do research on Yandex, and then you might want to research into these. These are a little bit more complicated, which I cannot get into for legal purposes. I might be able to, but I have to figure it out how to do that for a different video outside of the boot camp. If you know, you know. So this is the end of the video, but before I end the video, there's homework. And today's homework is just going to be something simple. Research on what DAW are going to be using. Figure out which one of these is good for you. Also, see if you can download these. Figure out, download them if you can. I would say start with the free ones. If you guys figure this out, you guys might be able to get some of these. So just do research. That's all it is. All you got to do is research and see what you can do and get. Leave in the comments any questions you guys have. But with that being said, there's no limits to what you can do. Lock in, and I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. Man, that's what's so weird. Normally I say the next one, but catch you guys tomorrow.